10 out of 10. Welcome back, guys. Tonight's story is called 10 out of 10. It's about a woman who did everything right and learned that in her world, effort was a mistake. The campus was quiet when Layla finished her paper. It was almost midnight. Her apartment was neat, warm, full of small signs that someone cared about their life. Plants on the window, a framed photo of her and her mom at her undergrad graduation, a candle that smelled like vanilla and coffee. On the screen, her document glowed. 3,214 words. Her title sat at the top of the page, Against the Machine: Why Creativity Needs Humans. She had spent 3 weeks on it. No copy-paste, no summarize this email button, no asking an assistant what time it would be in half an hour. Just her, typing until her fingers hurt. She printed a copy just to feel the weight of it in her hands. Real pages, real ink. Then she uploaded the file to the course site. Position paper, final submission. Her professor had said this one mattered. 30% of the grade. The big one. She clicked submit. The little green checkmark flashed. Layla leaned back in her chair and smiled. For once, she felt like she had done everything right. The email came a week later. Subject line: A candid message about AI in this class. Layla opened it on the bus, squeezed between strangers in winter coats. The message was long, longer than most professors ever wrote. He said he was disappointed, said too many final papers were heavily AI-infused, said the writing no longer sounded like his students. He talked about how they were hurting themselves, how writing was not just a hoop to jump through, how when they let a machine think for them, they weakened what they could do for their families, their communities, their country. There was one line that stuck to her ribs. I cannot want your learning more than you do. People around her scrolled through shorts and games. No one looked like they had just been hit in the chest. She kept reading. He said he hated being turned into a detective. He wasn't their warden. This course was not meant to be a surveillance exercise. So he was doing something unusual. He was giving everyone a 10 out of 10 on the position paper. He was canceling the final media analysis assignment. Every student would get full credit. At the bottom, he wrote, "This is not a reward. It is a warning." The bus rolled past gray buildings and snow. Her phone screen dimmed and locked. Layla stared at her reflection in the dark glass. Everyone gets a 10. Her 3 weeks meant the same as someone who typed, "Gemini, write this for me." She almost laughed. 10 out of 10. For nothing. In class the next day, people were buzzing. "Yo, free A," a guy in the back whispered. "I don't even have to hide it now. I knew this AI thing would pay off." Another said, "He gave up. If enough of us use it, they just throw their hands up." Someone in front of Layla joked, "Next semester, they're going to make us type in some keylogger thing, track our every comma." His friend snorted, "Whatever, I'll just ask Gemini to explain the keylogger email." Layla sat in her seat and watched all of them. They looked happy. She opened her laptop. The grade column now showed perfect scores. 10 out of 10. Every student. No comments. Her friend Jasmine leaned over. "At least he said he'll still give feedback if we email," Jasmine whispered. "You should send yours. You actually worked. You deserve that." "Yeah," Layla said. "Maybe." Jasmine nudged her. For real. You didn't take the stupid way out. That's rare these days. The professor walked in. He looked older than he had at the start of the semester. Tired in a way sleep doesn't fix. He went over the announcement again out loud. His voice was calm, but his hands shook when he picked up the marker. "One thing I want you to hear," he said. "Your job is not to turn in completed assignments. Your job is to learn how to think." A guy in the second row muttered, "Bro, I'm just here for the degree." Another whispered, "College is the only place people are excited to get less for their money." They laughed. The professor heard them. His jaw clenched. Then he let it go. "I cannot want your learning more than you do," he repeated. He looked around the room. His eyes passed right over Layla. That night, Layla wrote him. "Hi, Professor. I spent 3 weeks on my position paper. I wrote about AI in creative work and education. I didn't use AI to write it. I'm proud of it, and I'd really like feedback so I can improve. Your announcement, honestly, it hurt. I understand why you did what you did, but my work doesn't feel like it mattered. Could you please read my paper and tell me what I did well and what I need to fix?" She read it twice. No begging, no anger, just the truth. She hit send. Her inbox stayed empty that night. "Email him again," Jasmine said a few days later as they walked through the campus quad. Snow crunched under their boots. The air bit at their faces. Layla shook her head. "I don't want to be annoying." "Professors get hundreds of emails every day," Jasmine said. "Yours probably got buried. Ask for an in-person meeting. You're serious about this. Act like it." "Maybe." "There is nothing wrong with making sure you get what you need," Jasmine added. "You paid for this class." Layla laughed once. "You sound like my mom." "What does she say?" "The people who really want an education are getting priced out," Layla said. "And the ones who can still afford it keep asking, 'How does this help me?'" Jasmine snorted. She's not wrong. That night, Layla checked her inbox again. Nothing. She wrote a shorter email. No explanation. Just, "Hi, Professor. Just following up on my last email about feedback. I'd really appreciate even a few notes. Thank you." She hit send. The next morning, there was one new message from him. Her heart jumped. She opened it. "I am happy to give feedback on any student's writing. Please send your work as an attachment if you haven't already." A copy-paste answer. Cold. Generic. She scrolled down. At the bottom, in smaller text, was the same line from the announcement. "Writing is one of the few durable skills that will serve you across professions, relationships, and civic life." She checked the sent folder. Both her emails were there. The paper was attached to the first one. She replied anyway. "My essay was attached on Monday. I've attached it again here just in case. Thank you for your time." She hit send a third time. Days passed. Finals week came. The building got quieter. Hallways emptied. One night, Layla walked past the faculty offices. Most doors were dark. A few were cracked open, lights spilling into the hall. Her professor's door was half open. She hesitated, then knocked. "Come in," he said. He was at his desk, surrounded by papers and a glowing laptop. His tie was loosened. His eyes were bloodshot. "Hi," Layla said. "It's Layla Bennett, from your writing class?" He smiled politely. "Of course. How can I help you?" "I emailed you about my position paper," she said. A few times. I wrote about AI and creativity. I was hoping for feedback. Something flickered across his face. Right, he said. I remember now. I'm sorry, it's been a lot. He clicked through folders on his screen. What's your last name again? Bennett, with 2 T's. He typed, browsed, frowned. I have a file here named Against the Machine, he said. No author tag, no comments yet. That must be yours. He opened it. For a second, Layla felt proud all over again. Then she saw the text. Artificial intelligence represents the natural evolution of human creativity. Resistance is fear of progress. Her stomach dropped. That's not my paper, she said. He scrolled. It argues for AI, he murmured. Cites all the major big-name think pieces. Very polished, very empty. That's not mine, Layla said again. My paper argued the opposite. That AI flattens art, that it steals voices. I wrote a paragraph about it in Education too. That's not what I wrote. He looked at her. Are you sure you didn't revise your stance? He asked carefully. Sometimes students change their argument mid-draft. I would remember that. He clicked on the document info. Submitted from the course site, he said. Same time as everyone else, same channel. But that isn't what I wrote. He leaned back in his chair and rubbed his eyes. I've been seeing this a lot, he said quietly. Students swear they wrote something different. The file says otherwise. The system flags nothing, or flags everything. I don't know which is worse. He stared at the screen. I'm not accusing you, he added. But you see my problem. I sent you a PDF from my own computer, Layla said. Can I show you? Of course. She opened her laptop, found the document, Against the Machine, final. She turned the screen toward him. He read her words, her rhythm, her mistakes, her voice. This is good, he said. This sounds like you in class. This is human. He glanced back at his monitor. That, he said, nodding at the other version, could have been written by anyone or anything. So what happened? She asked. He sat there for a long time. Finally, he said, some of you write in a way that fits very cleanly into what these systems expect. Some of you don't. The tools that check for AI have been trained on the tools that generate it. They see pattern, they scream machine. He sighed. Your file on the server is clean, smooth, fully aligned, 10 out of 10. The PDF on your laptop is messy, personal. It breaks the pattern. Do you understand what that means from the system's point of view? That my real work looks fake, Layla said. He nodded. And the fake work looks real. On the walk home, Layla thought about something her uncle once said. Soon, he joked, schools will make you write everything by hand. 10 pages in a silent room, no phones. If your hand isn't cramped, you fail. Back then she had laughed. Now it didn't sound like a joke. Grades posted the next day. Her final mark was an A. Position paper, 10 out of 10 participation, full credit. Media analysis, excused. Under comments, there was one line. Good work this term. Keep practicing your writing. That was all. No note about the mix-up. No sign that her real paper existed anywhere except her own hard drive. She imagined her file floating in the system, a smooth, AI-polished essay in favor of the thing she hated, tagged with her name, part of some data set, feeding the next model. Maybe one day, a new assistant would say, "Here's a well-written argument about why human creativity should embrace AI. Source, L. Bennett." 10 out of 10. Winter break started. Layla went home to her mom's house. Warm lights, good food, the kind of place where people still sat at the table and talked instead of scrolling. Her mom asked, "How did finals go?" "I got an A," Layla said. "That's good." "Everyone got an A," Layla added. Her mom lifted an eyebrow. "Even the ones who ask Alexa what time it'll be in half an hour?" Layla smiled without meaning to. Her mom poured them both tea. "You remember what that professor wrote?" her mom asked. "About not wanting your learning more than you do?" "Yeah." "Well," her mom said, "you wanted it. You did the work. That doesn't disappear because some system can't tell real from fake." Layla looked down at her hands. "It feels like it disappears," she said. "Like the world only sees the easy version." Her mom shrugged. "The world's been broken before," she said softly. "You still have your mind. Use it while it's yours." That night, Layla opened her laptop. She made a new folder, named it Real Writing. She copied her essay there, then she opened a blank document. No grade attached, no rubric, no points. She started to write about what had happened, about the paper that was replaced, about systems that could not tell the difference between a human trying and a machine pretending. No one had asked for this. No one would mark it. But as the words came out, she felt something settle. The screen did not tell her 10 out of 10. There was no little green check mark, only text, only thought, only a small, stubborn voice that still believed work mattered even when the world stopped counting it. You can decide what you think the horror is here. Maybe it's a tired professor. Maybe it's lazy students. Maybe it's tools that cannot see the difference between a cheat and a craft. Or maybe it's simpler. Maybe the real horror is that 10 out of 10 has stopped meaning you did well, and now only means we are done thinking about you.
Thank you for listening to The Storyteller's Moon. If this story touched you, scared you, or kept you on the edge of your seat, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support keeps the stories alive, and I can't wait to share the next one with you under the moonlight. Until then, may your nights be safe and your dreams unforgettable.